Hi guys, welcome to our video about how to use quotation marks. So we use quotation marks to indicate a direct quote. So let's talk about what a direct quote is versus an indirect quote. A direct quote is the exact words a person used, where an indirect quote is a summary that conveys the idea of what someone said without using their exact words. So a direct quote we set off with quotation marks, and an indirect quote we don't need to use quotation marks. So here are some examples. For a direct quote, "Good morning, Julian," Jonah said. So here we have exactly what Jonah said, and we set that off with quotation marks. For an indirect quote, it might be something like Jonah greeted Julian, right? We get the same information without those exact words. So when we are using direct quotes, we always need to begin with a capital letter. So we can see in this example, good morning starts with a capital G. And in this example, good morning still starts with a capital G because it's the beginning of that direct quote. It is also separated from the rest of the sentence with a comma. So here we can see between said and the direct quote, there is a comma. This is not true if the quotation ends with a question mark or an exclamation point. So we can see here, there is an exclamation point at the end of that direct quote, so we don't use a comma. Commas and end marks go inside of the quotation marks. So we can see here again, that exclamation point comes inside of the quotation marks. So sometimes the dialogue tag comes in the middle of a direct quotation. So here we can see, "If it is nice Saturday," said Allie, "we can go hiking." So in this example, the same sentence continues after that dialogue tag. So when that happens, a comma comes after the dialogue tag, so we can see there's a comma after Allie, and the second part of the sentence starts with a lowercase letter because it really is just a continuation of what was happening before the dialogue tag. Now in this example, "It's supposed to be nice Saturday," Allie said, "we can go hiking." This is a new sentence after the dialogue tag. So when that happens, a period comes after the dialogue tag to end that first sentence, and the second sentence, because it's a new sentence entirely, starts with a capital letter. Sometimes you're going to have a quote within a quote, or quoteception, as I like to call it. So when this happens, you use single quotes within your regular quotes. So let me show you what I mean by that. So Quirrell ran in and said, "Trolls in the dungeon, thought you ought to know," Harry said to Hermione. So here we can see that before Quirrell and after no, we have regular old quotation marks because it's what Harry said. But Harry is quoting what someone else said, so there's a quote within the quote. So here, before trolls and after no, there are single quotes. So we use regular quotes around the dialogue and then single quotes around the quotes within the quotes, which sounds really confusing but makes sense when you look at the example. And sometimes we use quotations to indicate certain types of titles. So stories, songs, articles, chapters in a book, and poems all use quotation marks. So here is an example of each of those types of things, but we treat it just like a regular title, so it's capitalized, and then it has quotation marks to indicate to your reader that it is in fact a title. And that's it. So check your notes, go back, watch any parts again that you need to. Thanks for watching.